start. Good morning.
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 Mr. President, you're up.
Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for meeting with us virtually. This is our second week of these very special meetings under these very unique and trying circumstances. And we're going to turn it now into the very capable hands of our city clerk.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, April 21st. We have approval of minutes from April 14th.
Good stuff.
Great job as
Okay.
always.
Essential COVID-19 items. The first set are new items, and the second set are those that have been held over. The first set, starting with 03-300, appoint Maria Gonzalez to the Water and Sewer Board of Commissioners. 08301, approve purchase order to Donahoe Chevrolet for 14 police package SUVs, $455,582.96. 08302, approve purchase order to Donahoe Chevrolet for 26 police package SUVs, $846,082.63. 08303, approve purchase order to Test Kits at Home LLC for COVID-19 test kits, $84,350. 08304, approve purchase order to Vulcan Inc. for various signed stock items, $32,075. 08305, approve purchase order to Samsung Equipment Company Inc. to replace hydraulic side loading arm on garbage trucks, $29,000. 08306, approve purchase order to Beard Equipment Company for 2 used John Deere ProGator utility vehicles, $22,536. 09307, reallocate $533,000 from the 4 cents gas tax to the G Tiger 16 grant fund to fund local match portion of the roundabout at Broad and Canal Streets. 13308, authorized change order with Harris Contracting Services for Medal of Honor Park field lighting, $26,874. 21309, authorized contract with Complete Management Group for right-of-way mowing of Hillcrest Road, north and south sections, and Cottage Hill Road. 21310, authorized contract with Neil Schaefer for Old Shell Road and Upham Street sign design, signal design, $24,950. 21311, authorized contract with Micro Inc. doing business as MDS Construction for Spanish Plaza hardscape repairs, $283,999. 25312, grant an easement to Alabama Power Company for the Mobile Fire Rescue Department Training Academy. Essential COVID items held over. Oh, did we want to stop?
I think so. Why am I not showing a separation? I may be on the wrong. I was following you there though. It is the 21st, is it not?
Yes.
All right, I pulled up the PDF form. I guess I need to go back to the program. Because when I pulled up the PDF, anybody else having the same? No?
Yeah. Yes, same.
Yeah, there's essential COVID items held over as first.
Yeah,
And item
Oh,
number
they
9.
just
that was on the
changed that,
agenda
I
that we
guess.
got. Yeah, it's just upside down
Oh.
on the agenda that we got.
Yes, right. It's, it was just printed backwards on this, on the, copy that I have. Instead of the held overs being first, I can read those first, you know, when we go to the 10:30 meeting.
Yeah, held over is not, I mean, I don't think, anybody got any questions with it, held over or anything like that?
No, I think that the held over items have already been voted on as essential COVID items.
Right.
We would have to vote on the new ones.
What I'm saying, is there any question about what they're gonna do, or are we gonna discuss any of this?
The held
I
over
guess
or
not.
the
I
new ones?
don't, held over.
No,
No,
Okay. So when we make this motion, we gonna make it like we're gonna first read the ones that are held over because they've already been agreed upon, and then we're gonna vote
Yeah.
on the portion of the agenda that's coming up new?
No, we'll vote on the held over items first.
right. And then on the new ones, we will have to first vote that they're essential COVID.
That's right. That's what I'm getting at.
And then secondly, if there are any of them we're going to waive the rule on, we'd have to do that. We'd
Right.
have to have a second vote to waive the rule on any of these, which we intend to waive the rule on.
Correct.
and then everything else would be held over and read again
Right.
next week, correct?
Next week, yeah.
Got
So
it.
I guess the first step, decide which ones are the new ones we're gonna take up today.
I think that if we were doing a regular menu, a regular agenda, the appointment would be a consent resolution. The test kits would be consent. Which
We
is.
could do Medal of Honor Park because it's under 50,000. It's a CIP program. It's
That's
using
correct.
CIP from 6. So that could
Absolutely.
go, that could be moved on and considered COVID. We would have to make sure that we're saying that for the ones that are on the first read, but that one, based on the amount of money, could go.
Right. Right.
I know people are producing a lot of trash. Are we getting behind if we don't have this arm for this truck?
Let's go ahead and get the folks the arm, John.
But we want to stay by the rules here. I mean, and it,
Which number is
not-
that one, John? What number are you looking at? What is its number? I'm just trying to,
0808305. 305.
well, it's under 50,
No,
so
it's-
we could let it go.
Is the administration listening though?
Yes,
Normally the
we are.
person-
Yeah.
Agenda lamp is on.
Yeah. It would be ideal if we could go ahead and get that done because we do need to get those repaired.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, beard and equipment, John Deere vehicles. I don't think that's, the golf course is closed too, so. Anybody see anything else we ought to, Medal of Honor lighting, we already talked about Medal of Honor lighting.
Right.
How about-
Right of
how about-
way? Mowing,
The 25-312,
number again, Joel?
25-312, the last one, the easement to Alabama Power for the Fire Rescue Department Training Academy.
I think that goes through
Right.
everybody.
Pardon me?
I think that would be,
What's the total
Y'all are
on
talking over each
the complete management group for right-of-way mowing? Cottage Hill and Hillcrest, what was the package on that one? Because I'm not looking at the opening. Let me see how much that is. I think that's over 50,000 if I'm not mistaken. So that's, be nice to get it going, but.
Here-
Well,
here would be my question on them. I know we've been distracted by some other things. It's 60,900 per year. And is this a renewal of a contract that we've already
So,
This is-
This
I
jump
think
in,
it's a
this
new
is going,
group.
Okay, if it's a new group, I think it ought to hold over.
Okay, did we decide that we were gonna treat the Alabama Power easement as consent or not?
Yes, my opinion.
I agree.
Okay, so we got Medal of Honor Park, the easement, the trash truck or the garbage truck arm.
We got, let's start at the
appointment,
top.
what
The
order,
appointment, we got the test kits, we got the loading arm, we got the Medal of Honor Park, we've got the easement to Alabama Power.
that's it. That's my opinion too.
5. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A question about 21-311, the Spanish Plaza repairs. Is there someone out there in virtual land that can tell me the scope of that?
Yes. This is Kim Harden, AE Director. The scope is the paving of the park. There are brick pavers and concrete that have become unlevel and trip hazards over the years, roots and other reasons. And so this project will make the park safe for the public to use and for events to be held there without the uneven paving, and it provides repairs.
Okay, Kim, I had heard a while back from a citizen saying that the lights in the park were out, and I think there are some lights that sit inside the walls of the planters or something like that. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, sir. We are in the process of another bid package. I believe we are requesting some TIF funding to assist us with the lighting upgrades and repairs for the entire park. We have an engineer that's looking at it with us now, so we're familiar with the issues and we're working on a solution.
Okay, so you're working
And I
on it,
just want
but it's not.
I just want to say for the record that those issues had been brought to my attention as the district representative, and I have turned that in to the appropriate city authorities, and I'm happy to hear that they're moving forward with the plan.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Councilman Davis.
And you're paying for it through CIP? Are you paying for it through CIP, Mr. President?
However it's been paid for, let's move forward.
283, I'll tell you, what, for brick pavers. Oof.
Now, John, in all seriousness, I know some CIP is involved because I really was not, Ms. Harden probably remembers well those discussions. But it has to be done. It's a park that's used used by a variety of people. And so I'm glad to see we're moving forward.
I have a question of the administration, if we can move on to another item that has funding, and that's the 4-cent gasoline tax. Can the council receive what balance is left in that allocation? I see where a little over $500,000 will go towards Broad Street, the Tiger Grant. So like to know what's still in that fund. Would that
Nick,
come from finance, or where would that come from?
Yeah, well,
The answer is yes. We'll get that balance for you.
Okay, because I don't remember us using that fund in a very long time since we do our street resurfacing in districts with our CIP. So I'm curious to know what balance is left in there. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Any other, I guess this is to be the point where we'd ask of the items that we've picked out to move forward with. Any other questions or concerns relative to those items?
No.
None on my end. Madam City Clerk?
Okay. Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Reggie Hill has sent, in his, statement. Would you all like this read, or do we just, continue as we've done in the past and enter it into the minutes, the
Madam
record?
City Clerk, if you could enter that into the minutes and just provide us all with a copy, please, it would be helpful. I would like the opportunity to read all of his thoughts.
It is attached, Mr. President.
Wonderful. I guess I missed it in all of my other reading. I'll go back and read it post haste.
Okay. That's it, announcements?
Any announcements, Mr. Vice President, any announcements? He's on mute. I don't know if he here.
Yeah, no.
Ms. Gregory, any one of the members of the council, you have an announcement this morning?
It's not an
Mr.
announcement. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ms. Gregory,
Yeah.
then Ms. Rich.
Yeah, mine is not an announcement. I think we all got an email from a gentleman asking about when Azalea City Golf Course would be reopened. And Paul sent me an email yesterday, and I just wondered, Paul, if for the record, if you would just give us an update on when Azalea City Golf Course will reopen and what changes, if any, will be made.
We do not have a date yet, Ms. Gregory. What will be essential is to avoid any situations at the golf course that would result from groups of golfers, coming together unexpectedly. So one of the things that Public Works is looking at is an increase in the length of time between tee times, so that people don't bunch up different holes along the golf course. Also, the clubhouse will, have to avoid the dining and things of that nature. But it is open to people who want to exercise and
Jones and Spring Hill
Yes.
and some of the country club.
Yes,
Yes, and ma'am, just to, this is Jim DeLapp, just to pile on to what Paul just briefed you on. I'll get the initial plan from Parks and Rec towards the end of this week on kind of their phased reopening to include the golf course. So we'll be able to brief you on that first thing next week on the reopening and between that, the tennis center, our basketball courts, our facilities with kind of the plan. Of course, that is all contingent upon any changes to state and then down and flow down this week.
Okay, all right, appreciate it.
Mr.
Yeah, if I could,
President,
Mr.
yes. Were those entities closed by vote of the council?
Mm.
No,
no, should they be? We don't do hours on parks or anything. Fred.
right.
Yeah,
And
but
the
with
gentleman
with
who
with
sent us the
COVID
email, I had responded back to him and told him that there was a plan underway to get the golf course reopened. And of course, he just sort of let loose on you politicians doing these sorts of things. Going on, with all of our public courses, tennis center, whatever, that they are reopened and done in a responsible way. But no, the council didn't close them and the council cannot open them.
Mr. DeLapp, I'd just like to say that outside of the email I received from the gentleman I read about the golf, I've not heard one peep from anybody relative to Azalea City. And I'm happy to hear that if we're going to open up one level of sporting, that we're going to consider opening them all up. It hadn't been but 3 or 4 weeks ago, we shut down the basketball courts and things of that nature. And we have no appreciable evidence at this point that we're making any to the numbers of persons being infected. The numbers of testing is just wrapping up. And so, while it may be important to him, the average person in my district is just trying to make sure that they have food on the table and don't contract this deadly pandemic, this deadly illness. So I'm not in a big rush to see any of it open until it can be open safe. And if we're gonna open one so that one group can go out and play golf, then the people in my community ought to be in a position to go play. Everybody doesn't play golf, and everybody can't afford to play golf. And so the sports in my district that have been shut down and been shut down rightly until it's all able to be played safely, I don't think we ought to be in any rush to open up any of it.
Mr. President.
Nancy,
May I comment?
Yeah.
I thought I was
understand.
gonna go next. Is it okay if I speak?
Well, Mr. DeLapp had a response, and then we'll come
I'm
right
sorry.
back to you, Ms. Rich.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate your concern and understand where you're coming from. That's why I've given the direction to Ms. Smith to come up with a responsible plan on how to do the phased reopening. Some events and activities and facilities mean that people will have to be close together. In other words, basketball is a contact sport where you get a lot of people right in there. Just say tennis where you're sitting on, opposite ends, or golf where you can keep a distance. A senior center is different than maybe just a rec center. So she's going to look at all of that and come up with a phased deliberate plan that we think will be responsible. And we will roll that out or talk about that after it's reviewed here in the administration, and then go forward. And again, it needs to be in compliance with the state and municipal guidelines. So again, more to follow on that, but I do appreciate and understand your concern.
Thank you. Ms. Rich?
Thank you very much. I think this all dovetails into what I asked about last week. I know we get the mayor's emails every evening when he gives his updates, and also the council can watch if he does a video, portion in the same day. And so we are learning what the city is doing and what movement. It's a very complex situation. But if there was a way to communicate with council, because people do reach out to us and to give information, to know what the plans are. And I'm not interfering with the administration or trying to be at the table. I just think the council should be in the loop, and it would be really good if we were. It would be very helpful to our offices because people do turn to us. So that would be something, again, I would request if we could get some kind of briefing or just, ideas of where because we're getting the stress of should we open? We've got the health issues. Of course, we're going to hear from Dr. Eichhold, which is a huge player in this. But, and I take it he is coming to our meeting, City Clerk. Is that true, Ms. Lampert? Will
Yes,
he be-
he will join us. Yes.
Great. Okay, that's wonderful to hear that firsthand as well. But again, if I could ask the administration to somehow communicate with the council so that we have an understanding more than just what is going out initially to the public, so that we know what steps are being taken. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mr. President,
Mr. Richardson?
yes, we are on, from 10 p.m. To 5 a.m. We are under curfew where you should not leave home unless you're going to work and you can prove your reason for being out. From 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., we are under a stay-home curfew unless what you're out to do is essential. Being at the golf course is not essential. That's what we're under. We're gonna end up like Baldwin County was. They opened up a restaurant yesterday and the mayor had to go over there and shut it down. We're saying we're open for this, but we are not open for that. Unless what we are doing is essential according to what we are under, we can't do it. So those people are anxious to play. Curfew is lifted.
Or either go to the 2 golf courses that are already open.
Right.
Right.
Mr. President,
Mr. Davis,
I have another question for from the lab on a different topic. Last week, we had a discussion about the yard trash that the recent storms had caused. And my recollection, Colonel, was that that it would take some while to get it cleaned up, but that our trash collectors, we wouldn't be focusing too tightly on out there and that, whether it was anyway. And Councilman Richardson and I received a message from a gentleman who lost a couple of trees in his yard due to the recent storms, and he sent us photographs. And he's trying to get them picked up. People he's talking to saying that the load limits are still in place, and that. So what is the story on up from
Take the trash out.
Storm debris.
Yeah,
storm
so
debris?
Councilman, there's no change to what what's always been in place. What our team tries to do is go out and determine the best they can that if this is, storm related or just regular household weekend chores, cleanup, one's having a contractor come in and remove some trees for other purposes. It's very difficult, as you can imagine, for them to determine that. But clearly, if a tree is knocked down in a storm and they come and have it, then we have to follow whatever the policies and regulations are that we have with regards to that. And I think they're doing the best they can with that. If there's any discrepancy, please continue to bring them to our attention, and we'll send a team out to reevaluate whatever the situation may be. Again, the crews, as you know, are working fast and furious to try and get around. We have 50 to 100% increase in amount of trash that's being generated currently, based on the fact people are home doing more chores, spring cleaning, storms. And so they're trying to, get around and complete the route. Sometimes the crews will bypass a large pile on the immediate route because of a size and capacity issue to keep going and get many other on another day, or as a follow-up to verify, is that, additional, do they need a quote, or is that additional debris? So again, if on an individual basis, if you have a constituent that's concerned about why they got past one day or something, please, and we'll address it. But rest assured that they're following our current ordinances and guidance, as well as trying to be as efficient and expeditious as they can in trying to get the work done. It is a challenge with 50 to 100% increase in experiencing, as well as some workforce reductions in our personnel with illnesses and the like. So not to make any excuses, there's definitely none there. It's just an expectation management for us.
This gentleman attached some photographs of the trees, and it's clear that they were blown over because they're lying there with the roots sticking up out of the ground and everything. And his issue was he called the city and had a discussion with someone at the city, and they said that he had watched the meeting last week, and So someone at the city told him that he was mistaken, or that we were mistaken, and the volume of, anyway, what I'll do is, if you don't mind, is just forward this email on to you, and you can.
Jim.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Dave is what our workers are telling the public. So I believe, seems to me, it's miscommunication. I think the workers ought to be told what rules we are under, and as of this date. The general rule would be we're not going to pick it up. But since we're having these storms that's blowing all of this debris and trees and all down, we're going to have to pick it up. We're not going to pick this up. I think you all owe it to them to tell them during this period, we will pick it up.
Sir, listen, I can't agree more. My point that I think I just try to express that the operator, you got to understand the operator who's running that route, he's experiencing that 50 to 100% increase right now. And it's hard for him on the fly to make that determination. So he may bypass or me say, hey, I'm not getting it now. There is some probably miscommunication going on at the lower levels. And that's why we ask that it be elevated up so that we can get the supervisor or director, Mr. PV, to weigh in, go out and personally look at it. He has gone by, as a matter of fact, he went by this morning to look at another pile of mixed trash and garbage together at a site so that we can make the right determination on it. We're not, by all means, we try and do the right thing by our citizens. We just also are trying to, allow our team at the lower level to get the routes done as expeditiously as possible. And we will loop back and follow up with those folks. You can understand it at that level, it's hard for them on the fly to determine, was that, contractor debris, was that storm damage, whatever. They may, again, bypass it initially, and some of it may be strictly just loads and calculation that they're making on the fly. So we will continue to do the right thing as it relates to that and follow our codes and ordinances. The current COVID disaster does not really impact that. It's, as you're pointing out, it's the storm related debris.
It's an administrative matter.
Any
Yep,
other
so-
concerns, members of the council? We're at kind of the announcement period, but we are where we are. Any other questions for for Colonel DeLamp? If not, I guess we'll connect again at 10:30.
Council, I need to speak with you all.
Okay, well, we won't. We'll stay right here.
Public needs to be able to stay too. If we're gonna do that.
Okay, you have the floor, Madam City Clerk.
Oh, okay. For our 10:30 meeting,